Hi guys, my name is Riley Harwell, and today I want to take you on an adventure with me. Picture this: you're at the top of a mountain, and all around you are these just luscious, green, beautiful rolling hills with just all the fauna and flora your heart could ever desire. And it's just serenely peaceful. I'd like to share with you a quote from John Muir. He's a famous naturalist, if you've ever heard of him. Um, he says, "In every walk with nature, one receives more than he seeks." A couple years ago, I got to go to Andalusia, Spain, with my father, and we did just that. We adventured and we found so much more than we ever thought we would. Um, Everything from meats that just melt in your mouth as soon as you take a bite to mountains that are full of adventure and some of the prettiest ocean views you've ever seen, too. Um, so today, I just want to share with you some of my personal experiences from Andalusia, Spain, and also, more importantly, some expert experiences from Andalusia, Spain. So first we start in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Britannica describes the Sierra Nevada mountain range as this expansive region that stretches 26 miles east to west, and some of the peaks are about 11,000 feet high. There's everything from skiing to hiking there. And while you're on hikes, you might even see some of the wildlife. One of my favorite is the Spanish ibex. Anna Amelia describes the ibex as being at most about 2.5 feet tall, which is crazy because I'm about 6 feet tall, so 2.5 feet is a little bit below my waist. Um, but these are super cool because they spend most of their life in the mountains. So everything from like fighting for mates, they're gonna butt heads on the side of the cliffs, to finding their food. They even sleep on the mountainsides, which is crazy to me. You'd have to go check this out for yourself. Uh, and if you don't like that whole mountain scene, if it's too arid and dry for you, Andalusia's got you covered. They have some nice ocean views out in Tarifa. You can even, if you catch it at the right time, the swells get really massive out there, and you can go hop on a surfboard and kind of just ride the waves out there. It's really cool. I'm not sure if it was the skiing or the surfing that brought the Moors to Spain, but a couple hundred years ago, these Islamic tribes called the Moors came, and they actually overthrew the local people of Granada, which is just a city in Andalusia. And while they were there, they built up these huge structures, and study.com describes them as like these huge, they're mosques, and they have religious texts along the walls, which are these cool, they have symbols and these flowers and these really ornate, like geometric shapes and stuff, and it's super cool. And these expansive archways that you can see over here. And when you take a step outside of these mosques, you'll see these fountains with lavish gardens and really just a peaceful, serene scene for you to enjoy. Um, and somehow, if you don't get lost in all the grand mosques, or if you don't fall asleep in the peaceful gardens, you can make it down to Cadiz and try some of the best food and drinks I've ever had. Um, so the Spaniards, they were introduced to grape growing and winemaking a couple thousand years ago. I would consider them experts. And the Cadiz Press even says that some of the universities around there teach oenology, which is the science of grape growing. Um, and it's cool because you get to go to the vineyards, and they'll teach you everything you need to know about wine, and they'll even let you taste some. And it really doesn't cost that much. Like, I walked into a store, I had €3 in my pocket, and I was able to buy a really nice bottle of wine, and it was delicious. So one thing that pairs really well with these wines is this famous ham they have out there. It's kind of expensive, but it's well worth it. It's called Iberico ham, and Food Insider kind of dives into this idea of how the pigs are grown. It's the Iberian black pigs, and it's mostly their diet as well as the region that they're actually grown in. It's this mountainous region where they get to run through these hills out here, and they're going to collect little acorns and olives that are in the region, and it gives them this really nice flavor to the meat, but it also marbles the fat inside of the meat. So when they slice it for you, it's you see this beautiful pattern of fat in the meat, and it just melts right in your mouth. And you can take a sip of wine and really enjoy yourself with that. Um, so whether you're coming to Andalusia, Spain for a weekend trip, or to immerse yourself in that blended Moorish Spanish culture, or maybe you just want to wind down and enjoy some wine and a little slice of Iberico ham, I think this place is great for you. Um, but just be ready because you might never want to leave. That concludes my speech. I now open the floor for any questions that I have. Oh, so Philip over here is asking me what my favorite type of wine is. And first, I would like to say that I don't know much about wine, and so I would suggest you go talk to experts because they're really intelligent on it. But I would start with a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's like right in the middle. It's not too sweet and it's not too dry. It's pretty tasty. So I hope that answers your question. And Melanie over here is asking me. She says that, or she's asking me how many trails there are on the Sierra Nevada mountain slopes. So for skiing and even biking out there, they have over 120 trails. It's really awesome. You should definitely go check it out for yourself. All right, if that concludes all my questions, then my speech is done. Thank you guys so much.